Hi, I'm Cecilia. Welcome to Diving Cecilia. Today we're going to begin a new series called Walk the Talk. So this new series is based on the book of Jude, which is found in the second last book before Revelation. So it is Jude, then Revelation. And Jude is the shortest book in the Bible. It only has one chapter and it is verse 1 to verses 25. So today we're going to introduce the book of Jude. Then as we continue on in this series, Walk the Talk, we're going to learn more about what message that Jude was writing to his recipients. So firstly, we know that the writer of the book of Jude is Jude himself, because the book contains his name as the title, and also in the first verse he introduces himself as Jude, servant of Jesus and brother of James. So we see also he also has given us his kinsman, who is James, and also we know that James was also the brother of Jesus. So like him, Jude, James and Jesus were siblings. We find that in the book of Matthew chapter 13 verse 55, and also Mark chapter 6 verse 3. And also one thing about Jude is that his name is Jude, but it can also in Greek be known as Judas. So that's why when you go to the reference of the siblings of Jesus Christ, the name Jude is not there, but actually Jude can also be referred to as Judas. And as I've said, it's the shortest book in the Bible. It only has one chapter. And also the overall message of the book of Jude is to tell his recipients, or his readers, to stay firm or stand firm in their faith, because as we come to learn later on, he's telling them to contend for the faith, or to fight for the faith that they once believed, that was once taught to them by the apostles, because he also mentions the apostles in his writing, meaning that he believed in the words and the message of the apostles. And also from that we can learn that during the season when Jesus Christ was still on earth, probably Jude was not as much of a believer. He was not convinced that Jesus Christ was the Messiah or the Christ, because he is not mentioned in the first four Gospels, that is Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. He's not mentioned. They're just mentioned as one. He's mentioned as one of the brothers, not as a follower or a believer of Jesus. But later on, after his ascension, that is when you can say that his brothers or his siblings came to believe in him, and that he was actually the Christ with his ascension, with him resurrecting from the dead. And we can say that is when Jude actually came to firmly believe in Jesus Christ as the Messiah. And you can also learn from this, we can also deduct from this book that Jude was an elder in the early church. Probably he was a respectable person, or he was one of the leaders. That is why his book Jude is actually included as part of the canon. We can also deduct that his readers were mainly Jews, or probably they could also be some Gentiles who knew about the Jewish traditions or were familiar with the Jewish traditions, because he quotes the Torah, that is the Old Testament, and also he quotes some books, some literature that were highly regarded by Jews during the years before Jesus Christ before Jesus Christ was born. That is the apocalyptic books that were written. We see the book of Enoch that he's mentioning, and also he's mentioning another book where he quotes Archangel Michael fighting the devil for the body of Moses. These quotations are not found in the Old Testament, which means they are from other literature that he borrowed from, that the Jews family believed in. So we can conclude that his readers were mainly Jews, or they could be Gentiles who were familiar with the Jewish literature. And yes, that is the introduction to the book of Jude, and that is introduction to this series that I am calling Walk the Talk, because it's about people who say to be believers or to be Christians, but their walk is far away or does not emulate their faith. And we're going to learn more and see more about it as we go through the book of Jude. So join me next week as we continue on with this series, and I hope that you learn from it, and also you will add something into it in the comment section. I thank you for joining me today. Until we see each other again, goodbye and God bless you.